welcome to another session of What Happened? A Meeting of the Minds. I'm Rhythm. We're going to discuss how to be in a relationship with a narcissist. Okay, so let's get right to it. First of all, what is a narcissistic? It is a disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of importance, almost dignitary-like, They're important, feel like they're more important than you or any and everything. Men and women can have the disorder. However, it's most commonly found in men. Some of the symptoms of a narcissist is the excessive need for praise and admiration. They have to be praised with every little thing they do, even taking out the garbage. You have to acknowledge that they took out the garbage. They have an inability to handle criticism. The moment you criticize them, whether it's constructive criticism or not, they will feel like you're coming for them, like you're attacking them. And lo and behold, when you attack a narcissist, they will push back. So even if you're not attacking them, if they feel like they're being attacked, they will push back. Have a sense that your feelings matter, And so they disregard them altogether half the time. Their sense of entitlement is so overwhelming. They entitled to everything. Your stuff, their stuff. It's just like you don't have your own personal stuff, your own personal space, your own personal anything, because they feel like they're entitled to everything that you have, including their own. So the sense of entitlement that they have is overwhelming for most people. Nothing is private. Nothing is private. They kind of want to know what's going on in your head right now. They just want to be a part of everything. They frequently demean, intimidate, bully, and belittle others. Those are some of the symptoms of a narcissist. And if by chance you didn't know who they were, today you will learn. Okay, so let's get right to it. I want to give you a couple of tips on how to deal with the narcissist. Know who they are. Know who they are and believe who they say they are. You have to believe a narcissist when they say who they are, and they say who they are through their actions. It's not just words, it's through their actions. And if you're having trouble figuring out if you're dating a narcissist or if you're around in the company of a narcissist, just take view of the fact that they need a spotlight. And when they don't have that spotlight, how do they act towards others? Are they manipulative? Do they lie? Do they cheat? Do they try to get over, run game? Because that is the traits of a narcissist. And what you need to know is you're not exempt from that behavior. If you're seeing it being acted out on other people, it's going to eventually come around to you. It might haven't got you yet, but that circle will eventually take. Most of our problems be when we see people for who they are, we don't want to believe it. So what happens is we try to put other things there. Oh, they only did that because of that, or they only did this because of that, or they only like that because this person did this. In a relationship with a narcissist, you also have to be vocal. You have to stand on what you say, and you have to believe what you say and mean what you say. Because when you deal with a narcissistic person and you give them ultimatums or you give them consequences and you don't stand by them, then that leads them to not believe in you the next time around, because a narcissist will always try you. And so it's imperative that you set these boundaries and stick to them. And one of the main boundaries that you have to set is allowing time for yourself. And a part of a narcissist behavior is that sense of entitlement, whereas you don't get any alone time because they feel like they're entitled to that time too. But you have to block it and say, no, I need this time for me. Because if you do not take that time for you, if you do not take that time for yourself, you will be caught up in their world. They have a fantasy world already made out in their heads, and they will have you living in it if you're not careful. So you have to carve out time for yourself. You have to do that, because if you don't, you end up getting swallowed into their world, okay? And into their fantasy. And that's something that you do not want, okay? Okay, so learn how to realign your focus, because by design, attention goes to them. It gravitates. It goes their way. That's just what it does because of how they act and how they be. Most people date a narcissist or get involved with a narcissist is they don't even know that they're narcissists at the beginning, because narcissists are so charming. The charm is so deceptive though. But at the beginning, it's so charming. How they act and how they be. And so you wouldn't even notice it until over time. But over time, you done start living it. It's like a smell that's in your house. It's the smell in your house. You smell the smell, and then over time, you don't smell it anymore because now you're used to it. But if you go outside and you come back in, like you done removed yourself from it for a moment, and now it's new to you again. Okay, so that's one of the things with a narcissist. Their charm is so deceptive that it will just draw you in and close to them, to the point to where you won't even realize that you being swallowed up by them, because that's eventually what will happen being in a relationship with them if you do not set boundaries, and because you deserve to not be mistreated, and a narcissist will walk all over you if you let them. Okay, setting boundaries. Remember, they feel entitled. They are entitled individuals. And if you do not set boundaries with them, you will become, so to speak, their rug, their doormat. That's just what it is with them. They don't respect or acknowledge personal space because they're so entitled. They think everything is theirs. You don't have your own this and your own that because it partly belongs to them. That's how a narcissist's mind thinks, okay? So you have to be careful with that. They will make you feel small. They will call you worthless things. They will call you out of your name. They will make you feel unworthy at any and every turn. Because the thing with a narcissist is, the more that they put you down, the higher they feel. And a narcissist has to feel high all the time. You know, in any situation, they like to be up there. They love the spotlight. So being up there does something for them. And the farther up they go, the better off they feel. And so the lower they make you feel, the higher they go. You get it? So it's all, the design is to keep you vibrating really low so they can vibrate really high. It's almost sickening, but this is what they do. Okay? So in order to be in a relationship with a narcissist, there's certain boundaries you have to have in place, because it's a very, 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 very challenging situation to be in a relationship with a narcissist. I've been there, and now I can spot one a mile away. I was in a relationship with a narcissist. However, I evolved from that relationship. It wasn't easy, and I'm not saying that it's easy to do, because it was not easy. And I'm not saying to leave a person because you found out that they're a narcissist. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you want to stay and you want to be in a relationship with a narcissist, it's certain things you have to do to protect yourself. You know, you must protect yourself in a relationship with the narcissist. And no, I'm not saying go buy a pistol to protect yourself. I'm saying you have to put certain things in place, like boundaries. And it's hard to have boundaries in a relationship with a narcissist, again, because they feel so entitled to everything. So it's hard to build boundaries, but in order to be with one and to evolve and to remain you, so you can always act in yourself, you will have to build boundaries, because you want to be in your fullness at all times, no matter what relationship you're in, right? And whenever you're dealing with them, most narcissists like to see you agitated. I don't know, there's just a thing for them. And they do things, they know your triggers, and they do things to agitate you. And once you're agitated, they at a peace with themselves. Try to not get agitated when you're dealing with your narcissist person, okay? Try not to get agitated. Try to remain calm as possible, because they get something off of that. They get something off of that. So try to remain calm as possible. And try not to get agitated, because it appeases them. Narcissists will always tell you how you feeling. And I'm really big on your feelings are yours to own. No matter what they are, they're yours. But a narcissist will try to take them away from you and make you feel exactly what they want you to feel. And then they go as far as to tell you how you feeling. That's a narcissist. And that's what they do. And that's why I say being with a narcissist will drain you. It will drain everything out of you, being with a narcissist, because everything about them is about, everything about being with a narcissist is about them. So anything about you is always too much for them. everything with them comes first. Their feelings come before yours. Their needs come before yours. And I don't care. You might be one of the people that be, you want to cater to your man, and you want to, your mate, you want to, kind of put your feelings on the back burner just to get, their needs out the way and take care of their needs. So your needs fall short. And in a normal situation, sometimes it's okay to put your needs to the side and help out someone else. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, once you start, there's no stopping. Their needs will always come before yours. Always, 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 always come before yours. And no matter what you do, no matter how much you do it, it will never be enough to satisfy them. I don't care. You can put every need you have on a back burner. It will never, ever, listen to me, it will never, ever be enough for them. It will never be enough for them, ever. You have to protect your space and your peace with a narcissist, You got to take time to yourself with a narcissist, because they will drain you. They will drain you. And if you have children and you're with a person that is a narcissist, you have to be aware of the presence with your children, being in that moment with your children. You have to learn how to live more in the moment. They say living in the moment is the best anyway, right? But being with the narcissist and you have children, you have to learn to live more in the moment than you ever did. Because if not, your brain will be somewhere else. And the moment your children ask you something, you'll just snap. You'll snap on them. Because your brain is already trying to figure out something else he done told you or something else he done did to you. And when your children ask you something or coming to bust through the door from run outside playing, mom, you screaming at them and you going off on them. But if you got in that moment, you just know that they just busted in the house to tell you about something that's done happened to them outside that they really, 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 really liked. Or something that they seen that they really, really, really liked, Or they just heard about a place that they really want to go to, And if you got in a moment with them at that moment, then you wouldn't be upset. You would take them for that moment. And, you guys will have maybe a funny conversation about it or something like that. But being with a narcissist, your brain is already off kilter. You just off balance. You're off balance and you stay in the past. You're thinking about the future, but you're rarely ever in the presence. You just rarely ever there. When you state how you feel about certain things and that nature, it's always going to be a pushback with them. You got your reasons why you stay. You got your reasons why you don't want to leave. You got your reasons. And I'm not here to tell you that your reasons aren't valid enough. I would never tell you to leave, but just know your worth and know, if this is a situation that, you should be continue to be in, thrive in. If you vibe high, if you vibe low, that is like a clear indication other than, you're not moving anywhere, you're still in one spot, you're not evolving, you just study revolving. Those are other signs that, it's probably time to walk away, but who am I? Do your best to drown out the noise and hear the voice inside. Everyone has a voice inside, deep inside. You have that voice. And if you drown out the outside noise, you will hear it. And that's like your voice of intuition, okay? And everybody has one. Believe you have one because you do. And you have to listen to that voice. It's that deep place of knowing, as they call it. The deep place of knowing. Okay? Your intuition, hear that voice. Because that voice is going to tell you that you deserve a good life. It's going to tell you that you deserve the best out of life. It's going to tell you to keep going. It's going to tell you to be happy, be free. It's going to tell you that. Because you deserve to live in a place of peace. You deserve to be loved unconditionally. And I want to say this. And I want to really stress this, that you can love yourself unconditionally if no one else does. You can. You can love yourself. And when I mean unconditionally, I don't mean I love me because I got out of that situation. I love me because I'm thriving right now. No. Those are all conditions. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself when you're broken. Love yourself when you're weak. Love yourself when you're strong. Love yourself when you're high. Love yourself when you're low. Love yourself unconditionally. I tell people all the time, if a person hurt your child, you're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. And you're the first line of defense. So you're going to go protect your child. With all that you have, you're going to go protect your child. You're going to do everything in your power to protect your child. Because you don't like how your child was mistreated and how whatever happened made your child feel. So you're going to do your best to protect your child, right? Love yourself the same way. When someone mistreats you, love yourself enough to protect yourself and defend yourself and stand up for yourself. Don't let people treat you any kind of way because you feel like you're lower than them, or they have more than you, or they bring more to the table than you. No. You deserve to be loved exactly where you at, right where you at, in the midst of whatever it is you got going on. No matter what your past is, no matter what your profession is, no matter what your net worth is, no matter how you look, you deserve to be loved unconditionally. And if you don't have a mate to love you that way, that's okay, because you are in a position where you can love yourself that way. You can love yourself no matter what. You are responsible for loving yourself if nobody else does. It's not Mark, John, Keisha, Renee. It's not there. It's not up to them to love you. You have to love you. And trust me, when you love you, the people around you will begin to love you the way you love yourself. Prime example, you treat your child like shit. Everybody that come around you will tend to treat your child like shit because they see that's what you do. You have to love yourself. Okay, let me say this. Okay, prime example. You know how, and I'm gonna put you with a mate for right now. Okay, you know how, say for instance, you're single and you go out into the world and you're single, but you don't really want to be single. And you out in the world in the atmosphere every day, and you walk around and people don't get at you. You know, you don't get no phone numbers. People don't introduce themselves to you. They're not turned on by you or none of that. But the moment you get into a relationship, right? The moment you get into a relationship, you go out and about and everybody wants your number. Everybody want to be a part of you. Everybody want to introduce themselves to you. Everybody want to link up at that point, right? And that's because of now that you're in a relationship, you're vibrating on a higher level because this is something you want to do and you're getting what you want. And so when you get what you want, then you vibrate higher, right? And so now that you vibrate higher, the energy that you're putting out there is so attractive. Don't nobody want no bad energy. That don't attract nothing but more bad stuff. So, but the moment you start attracting good energy, it starts coming towards you. You see what I mean? The moment you start putting out good energy, the more it comes towards you. Okay, because the universe is magnetic. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when you start loving yourself, that's the energy you will put out there in the universe, and that's what'll come back and get you. The ends will meet. Okay, so love yourself unconditionally, okay? And people say, I could do bad by myself. Let's rephrase that. You can do great by yourself. You can do awesome by yourself. You can do wonderful by yourself. You can do amazing by yourself. I'm doing it. Now, I wasn't always where I am in my head with things. I wasn't always this way. I done did some things that I'm not so proud of, right? But I have accepted that, and I have moved on for that, and I gave myself permission to be okay with it and not to ride in the guilt of it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we live in the guilt of a certain thing that we've done in our past, and we can't really bounce back from it because we study living in the guilt from it. So you got to give yourself permission to let it go and let it be okay that you did that, because you're living. And in life, you're going to do some things. And some things it's not going to always be acceptable. They're not always going to be moral. They're not always going to be ethical. You're going to do some things. You know, I'm not perfect. I don't have some relationships that a person probably be like, how is she telling us what to do? Or how is she telling? Because I done been there. I done been there and I still make mistakes. Believe it or not, I still make mistakes because I'm human. And no matter how much I know now, I understand that I have a lot more growing to do. So I'm not here saying that I know it all and I'm telling you, you better do it this way and you better do it that way or else. I'm just here merely giving some advice because I went down a road and no one gave it to me. Because if someone would have gave it to me, then I probably wouldn't have to go through everything I went through. I probably could have listened and said, oh, I don't have to do that. Oh, it don't have to be that way. Oh, you know, so I'm just merely giving back to someone what wasn't given to me. That's it. No pressure is what I'm trying to say. There's no pressure. I'm just really giving back to what wasn't to someone that wasn't given to me. Okay? And I'm not perfect. I have made mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. But I'm not resting in those mistakes. I'm not resting in them. And I'm not letting them hinder me. Because I'm living in my fullness. And this is what my fullness look like. And I'm living in it. But, you know, we all have insecurities. We all have things that we feel like just keeping us from going to the next level. I had some. I have some. But I refuse to let them stop me from moving forward. And that's all it is. You have to come to agreement with yourself and with your mind. Bring it all to one agreement that it's okay. Whatever I did in my past, it's okay. I'm moving forward now. Because every moment that you're breathing, you have a new start. And so just utilize your new start. Because every moment that you're breathing, you wasting that moment if you're still living in your past. You get it? So let your past be your past and bring forth your future. Live good in your presence, okay? And, you know, and that way you be a little more mindful of the things that you do. I'm learning. Again, I'm learning. I make mistakes. I make mistakes, but I am learning from them. And that's all I can do. And I don't mind sharing my mistakes with you all. You know, you ask me about something, I'm very honest. I'm almost like an open book. We can talk about it. I don't sit in my mistakes. And can't nobody make me feel bad about the mistakes that I've made. Because, yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, I did that. I'm not the first. I know I'm not the last. Not that makes it okay. But it makes it all right with me. Okay? Okay, so long as you know that you don't have to stick in a situation because you feel like there's no way out. Because it's always a choice. You have a chance and you have a choice every single day that you wake up. You have a chance and you have a choice. So it's always up to you to make the best decisions that you can make for your life. It is my hope that you will always evolve and not revolve. I am Rhythm, and I am going to sign out on how to be with a narcissist. Okay, I hope that you gained something from this today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share.